Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hard 100, the video series documenting the culling of my collection from what it is to what it is going to be, and that is a Hard 100 games. This video is going to be wonky because the game that I played was missing some bits. This is something that we would call normally a one-shot, a game that I could play one time, and not really because there's no replay value like the escape room games or things like that. This is a game based on a series of books, which I do have and I do enjoy. Let's see if the game is any good or if you should just stick to the books. At least they come with other pages. House of Danger. Choose Your Own Adventure, House of Danger, based on the books by R.A. Montgomery, is a game by Z-Man Games designed by someone I'm sure I'll find. It's a co-op game that turns these into that, and basically it takes all of these pages and then turns them into cards. Sometimes you can roll a die in order to do a challenge, and you have to beat a certain number depending on where a little cube is on a track. And then you can get inventory, and if you get certain inventory in a later page or card, then you can do a special action that you wouldn't be able to do if you didn't have it. The game idea is pretty neat. It's split up over into 5 chapters. It starts pretty neatly with you being a psychic detective and a psychic investigator or a paranormal investigator. I don't know, it's all over the place. I'm going to spoil the very first bit. So the game has you starting, looking at a picture, trying to figure out what's going on, and then you flip it and you start reading some cards. And there's a lot of reading in this game. Every card in the beginning of every chapter is 2 cards front and back. So it's a lot. So they expect you to do this co-op. And I don't know about you, but I haven't had a lot of luck sitting at a table reading to a group of people. So on your turn, or really just the turn, is you reading a card, getting to the end in standard choose your own adventure fashion, and either going, if you want to do this, go to this card, or if you want to do this, go to this card. Sometimes it'll give you a little bit of extra stuff, but that's the whole game. Up until you get to the very end, you are reaching an objective, and then once you reach that objective, it'll say, congratulations, you've reached the objective. Let's do some quick housekeeping. Ages 10 and up, okay, there's a lot of reading on here, so maybe that may be it. One or more players, okay. I played it solo, because there's a lot of reading. It's a lot of reading to yourself, just like I would read a book. And there's no time on here. I would say that the first chapter took me about 30 to 45 minutes or so, and it was pretty quick. I can see the chapters in the future being about that. 5 chapters total, about 30 to 45 minutes per chapter, maybe a little less if you're a fast reader. And that's it. Oh, a cooperative adventure game by Prospero Hall. Glad I finally found that. I actually really did enjoy what I was able to play of the game. I was able to play through the entire first chapter. I had really good die rolls and didn't game over once. And then at the end of it, you can go back and try to go alternate paths just to see if you can kind of find some items and that kind of thing. And if you get a game over, it's not the end of the world. You just advance a little track, and that's kind of cool. And also throughout the game, you can level up your psychic abilities to get premonitions, which is actually a super fucking weird, neat thing that you can kind of infer based on a couple of things. But the problem is, halfway through chapter 2, my game came to a screeching halt because I was missing a card. I went online and there are a lot of cards that are missing out of a lot of different decks. It's not the same card, it's just all over the place. So I was missing a card specifically, so I couldn't advance. And then I didn't feel like going back, and I didn't want to get too invested in this and find out that, oh, I'm missing another card and another card, because people online are missing multiple cards. So at the end of the day, House of Danger is definitely out of my Hard 100. I wish the quality control that we expected from Z-Man Games would have been a little bit better, and I wish they would turn this into one of these, because at the end of the day, I think you're not gaining anything from playing the game that you wouldn't already get by reading the books. If you're into the books, it's awesome. If you want to play a little games, a lot of reading, and there are other games that do a storytelling type element with, you know, some game behind it. There's a game that I played recently, the Escape from the Dark Castle, Escape the Dark Castle. It's got some kind of little choose your own adventure stuff, but that is way more replayable than this. It's not telling as good of a story, but the story here is really good, and I wouldn't mind seeing this turned into this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on the latest edition of the Hard 100. This was good for my shelf for a little while, and then I played it, and I couldn't finish playing it, so now it's not good for my shelf. So take this as a cautionary tale that the game itself is pretty good, but be warned that you might not get the full game experience. I would definitely recommend picking up some of the books instead, because like I said, at least you can count on everything being where it's supposed to be. Once again, my name is Billy. This is the Hard 100. This is out of my collection, and I'm kind of sad about it because I really wanted to finish it, but I can't, so wasted money. Peace out.